Man's greatest enemy is one that has no tangible form, yet it easily grips our hearts. It has no venom to spit, no fangs that it bears, it has no weapons that it raises in retaliation, but it can easily stop us in our tracks. It has the momentum to topple both figurative and literal giants. Man's greatest enemy lives in the darkest part of the mind, simply waiting for a moment to feed on weakness, doubt. The bodily functions are thrown into disarray, and the mind is thrown into a fog of confusion in response to the invisible beast. A thumping heartbeat resonates throughout the chest and engulfs any sense of reasoning in response to the invisible beast. Man's greatest enemy, of course, is fear itself. Fear, it keeps us out of danger, but at the same time, it inhibits us. It inhibits our wants, our motives, our drives, but it allows us to understand that there's danger. You know, at times one may encounter a pit of venomous snakes, a group of snapping piranhas, and at that point, you are in danger. You need fear. Fear's your friend at that point, but otherwise, fear inhibits us. If I were without fear, I would want to live life uninhibited. I would want to live life as if it were an adventure. If I were without fear, I would want to travel and explore, but not the typical cruise ship to cruise ship, airport to airport location. I want to explore and see the earth for what it is, the good and the bad of the earth. Mother Nature's glow shines through such wonders such as Niagara Falls, Northern Lights, Grand Canyon, and all these tourist attractions, they have a very aesthetic beauty. They're very pleasing to the eye. They're beautiful. And there's beauty in this, but there's also beauty in destruction. There's beauty in the ever-running water that gives life and sustenance to this planet. There's also beauty in fire, which can easily take that same life away. They're very simple elements, but they're very interesting and beautiful. And for example, putting Northern Lights side by side next to a gushing, overflowing volcano. The volcano is very adventurous, you know, hurricane force winds, the dark depths of the unknown sea. You know, side by side, we as humans, we like adventure, and that's why adventure films do so well these days. 007, Fast and Furious, they're very exciting movies, but at the same time, we don't want to live this adventure. If I were fearless, I'd want to live this adventure, really explore, be in the eye of the storm, to say. And the earth really has a lot of beauty and unexplored beauty and overwhelming power, and it's really, we're all minuscule in comparison to these overwhelming forces. If I were fearless, I'd really want to delve into nature, explore, see the good, the bad, everything. And in my spare time, one of my hobbies actually involves throwing fear to the side and hoping that all goes according to plan. I like to longboard in my spare time. As you can see here, this is not just for show. I'd really like to take my talent to its highest potential, to really throw fear aside and tackle some of the larger hills the world has to offer. I know for sure Colorado has amazing hills, Hawaii has amazing hills. And to really achieve this sort of speed, a lot of riders will take the speed tuck position. The speed tuck position, it looks a little strange, looks a little goofy, but it gives you an amazing burst of speed, and I'll demonstrate real quick. To achieve the speed tuck position, what you want to do, you get on your board. Most riders will place their back foot carefully in the center, or they might put it on the side. I put mine in the center, line my feet up straight, put my front foot a little slanted, give me a bit of leverage, and tuck my back knee into my front knee. Take both my hands, place them behind my back, making me very aerodynamic, and I bring my chest into my leading knee, like so. And at this point, a lot of riders really pick up speed. At this point, you're a bullet, pretty much. And you really pick up speed because you really pick up speed because of the smaller stance. The air is rushing by you, everything becomes just a blur. The greenery is rushing by you, the asphalt's rushing, the wind's blowing in your face. And at this point, you really have to put fear to the side because the the man versus pavement occurrence comes to my head. I, I start thinking, me, the man, of course. What if I lose my trusty companion, the board? This one I named Cloud. And meet the hard, unforgiving embrace of the ground, the pavement. And to be fearless, you really have to put these fears out of your mind and have faith in your talents. That's what I'd like to be able to do, have faith in my talents to be able to tackle these large, extremely large, difficult hills, you know, to really experience a thrill that not everyone gets to experience, because we all have a limited expiration date, and I like to experience as much as I can before that date comes. And another thing I'd like to do if I were without fear, if I were fearless, I'd like to be able to talk to anyone and everyone, you know, because especially in this modern age, humans have issues interacting, you know, beyond the computer screen. A lot of us have issues just sharing ideas with people, just really walking up and having an experience. And a lot of experiences are going to be insightful. Some experience will be not as insightful, some will be very distressing, some will be very rough. But it's no reason not to go forth and really experience these things. You know, for example, if I make a friend named Billy, and Billy could turn out to be the coolest dude ever. He comes and he becomes part of my circle of friends, and, you know, grow together, fist bump, usual. And Billy at the same time could be the exact opposite. Billy could be a serial murderer in his spare time. Billy could be an arsonist in his spare time. Billy could really dislike longboarders in his spare time, and I wouldn't know it. But at the same time, to miss out on a good experience is no reason to hold back and really share interactions with people. For example, I made a friend a few months ago, and I remember I made a big deal in my head about it. I overthought the situation, because he was always in my class, and I never really talked to him before because I saw no reason to talk to him. And he always sat only 2 seats away from me. But one day I remember I saw him in the courtyard. He was practicing his pop shove-its on a skateboard, and I'm walking by him. I'm about to go in my car, and then I stop and think, like, whoa, one of my closest friends is leaving in a few days, actually going, you know, off the island. What am I gonna do? Like, I need new friends to interact with. I need to do something. So I stop and I just look at him. Walk up to him. I'm thinking, do I talk about the weather? Do I talk about class? Do I bring up class? Like, did you do the essay? And I don't know. So I walk up to him and I say, "So you skate?" And he says, "Yeah." We're actually really close friends now. I have plans to skate with him very soon, but the thing is, you can't just miss out on these interactions. You just got to go for it, you know? And yeah, a lot of interactions will be life-altering, so you can't miss out on them. And fear is good in small amounts, but it inhibits our goals for the most part. It inhibits exploration, it inhibits technology, it inhibits our drives. In the wilds, fear is a good indicator of when to flee, when to fight, but in this modern age, the only thing that's fleeing are our aspirations. Fear reduces actions to mere thoughts, and I'd really like to go forth and really tackle as many fears as I can before I reach my expiration date. I know I'll never be completely fearless, but I'd really like to go forth and see what I can do. Thank you for your time.